Okie dokie. I am now going to show you the lower level gallery down below. We'll show you the paintings on the stairs. I will try not to have it too bumpy as I go down. The first painting is called, the first painting makes me laugh. I have to say, it's really very cute. It's called Running the Red by Kara Bigda, $300. It's a painting of Legos creatures, of course. Legos figures. The guy is not very happy that the Lego policeman is following him. Running the Red, Kara Bigda, $300. The next three are Valentine paintings. 2 Valentines, 1 Valentine, and 3 Valentines, all in one picture. And I thought it would be really great for a parent or a grandparent to buy these for their kids. This first one is called Pretty in Pink, $250. 2 Valentines by Kara Bigda. Love and Paisley, 1 Valentine by Kara Bigda. Love and Paisley, $250. Love Cubed, 3 wonderful Valentines. Again, for a parent to give, for all 3 kids, or for a grandparent to give a parent of all 3 kids, whatever. Love Cubed, Kara Bigda, $285. And we have some wonderful Will Sillen paintings. The first one is called Island Life. Isn't this amazing? This is an oil on paper. Can you imagine? I can't imagine painting on paper with oil. Island Life by Will Sillen, $495. Look at that water. Look at the sky. How beautiful that is. How calm and peaceful. Bottom one is Open Water Downstream. It's a river by Will Sillen, $450. Open Water Downstream. Then we have 2 more Will Sillens. This wonderful sky, cumulus clouds. Look at the sun on those clouds. Isn't that wonderful? Cumulus by Will Sillen, $525. And then we have the Grand Teton Mountains. Look at those mountains. Look how beautifully he's painted them. The Grand Tetons in Wyoming, Will Sillen, $525. And then we have 2 seagulls in love. At least they look like they're in love. Shy Beginnings by Rose Tanner, $800. It's an oil. I think a husband should give this to his wife. Or the wife could give it to the husband, whichever. But it's definitely, one on the left is definitely saying, I love you. And the one on the right is saying, yeah, me too. Okay. We are down here. There is more in another room here. I'm not going to show you all the prints, but there are many wonderful prints here. I'm going to show you the show in its full form. Please let's celebrate. Okay, so coming to the right, we have 4 wonderful Jean Lightman peonies. We had 3 of her wonderful peonies up above on the first floor. These are 4 more. The first one is called Pink Peonies by Jean Lightman, $2,800. Below is Scarlet and Magenta. It's a vertical. It's the one on the invitation. I keep mentioning what's on the invitation because actually these paintings are a little more valuable than others. Scarlet and Magenta is $3,500. Whenever anything is reproduced and published, it becomes a little more important and a little more valuable. The top one is called Blush, another inside view of a fabulous peony. Again, I just want to dive in. I'm sorry for repeating myself so much about that. Blush, Jean Lightman, $3,000. And this wonderful one on the bottom left. Gosh, that's beautiful. This is called Deb's Peonies. Look at that. Deb is lucky to have such peonies. Oh, they're painted beautifully too. Deb's Peonies by Jean Lightman, $6,300. In the center, I put Cindy Crimmins' Little Pastel because it seems to echo the wonderful strengths and pinks of the peonies all around. If you go and look in the center, wonderful grouping of pink flowers. She calls it Spanish Blooms. Cindy Crimmins, $400. Continuing on, we have Spring Garden in Rockport. Wonderful painting with a stone wall, a gate, wonderful flowers to the entrance of the stone wall and the gate. Spring Garden Rockport by Pamela Pendell, $2,000. Now, this large main wall, I think, is one of my favorites, I will have to say, and I'll tell you why. Well, there are many reasons, probably about 8 or 9 reasons. Daffodils is the first one. Look how exquisite these yellow daffodils are. I mean, they're always going to be in full bloom. They're never going to wilt. They're never going to die. They're never going to drop. They will keep your house sunny and happy. Daffodils by Pamela Pendell, $2,400. Now we have a Merrill French, wonderful building with a dome on top with a green roof and the sun coming in on the left. I love this dome. I love that everything's so round. Dome at Lafayette and Canal. Of all places, this is in New York City, at the intersection of Lafayette and Canal Street. Merrill French, $2,000. Look at the circular clocks, the circular cupola on the top. Just wonderful. Then the next two are fantastic. The Venice Study on the bottom is by Pamela Pendell. Again, more wonderful domes. I mean, you can't go wrong painting Venice, but Pam has done a really super job on this. This is really great. That's one reason why I think this is a wonderful wall. Venice Study, Grand Canal, $2,000. And then above it is a pastel by Cindy Crimmins. Look at the sky and the setting sun. Just a little bit of water at the bottom. Mostly sky. She calls it Maritime Chroma. $650, Cindy Crimmins. Now we have another painting that was on the invitation. I could only put part of it on the invitation. It is wonderfully large. It is of Tivoli Gardens in Copenhagen. Look at the archway. I mean, repeating the dome and curved elements of things on this wall, this arch is just beautiful. Look at the details that she can paint. I mean, from the flowers to the brick. I mean, incredible. Okay. Entrance to Tivoli Gardens by Merrill French, $7,600. Then we have two wonderful flower paintings, which make me definitely smile. Another reason why this wall is so great. Cherry Blossoms in Boston Public Garden by Pam Pendell. She has beautiful frames, I will have to say. Cherry Blossoms, Boston Garden, $2,400, Pamela Pendell. Underneath it is an exquisite painting of hydrangeas. Totally exquisite. I mean, look at the blue and the pink and the white hydrangeas. Look how beautifully these are arranged. The frame is perfect. I mean, this would make a lovely statement in anybody's house. Look at this close up. Unbelievable, right? Hydrangeas, Pamela Pendell, $7,000. Now we have a florist shop where all these flowers can be sold by Merrill French. This is a florist shop in Copenhagen. You might guess that Copenhagen is one of her, if not her favorite city. Merrill French, a florist shop in Copenhagen. Then we have two fabulous Cindy Crimmins seaside pastels. She can paint water beautifully. This is called Cool Shadows in Gloucester, $675 by Cindy Crimmins. So the Cool Shallows is that wonderful little pool in the foreground. See that water in the foreground? And then we have a little bit of a rougher sea. Yep, the waves are coming in. It's called Storm Passing, Cindy Crimmins, $675. That's great. Now this end wall, if I say so myself, it's pretty dramatic. It's pretty well hung too. The three Michael Comptons are very stately, they're strong, but they're also delicate at the same time, which I think is great. The black frames are wonderful. The first one on the right by Michael Compton is called Great Meadows. Great Meadows by Michael Compton is $2,400. Look at the flowers in the center beyond the grasses. Isn't that wonderful? And then I'll show you the other two Michael Comptons. On the top is a pond in the forest, which is just that, if I can get it without the glare. A pond in the forest with floating lily pads. See if I can show you the floating lily pads. There you go. A Pond in the Forest by Michael Compton, $9.50. Then beneath it is Apple Blossoms, more apple trees. This would make a great pair with the apple trees up on the first floor that I showed you. There were 2 apple trees with a stone wall. Look at how he paints these blossoms. Isn't that great? And look at the shadow. Ah, it just makes you smile. Apple Blossoms, Michael Compton, $2,000. And now we have a wall, different wall. To the right is Merrill French's painting of a house in Cape May, New Jersey, called Summer Porch. It definitely looks like it's the 4th of July, because I haven't counted them, but that looks like a lot of flags for a normal June or August day. The house itself is red, white, and blue. Look at the banister. The railing and the banister, red, white, and blue. Very cheerful. If you like color, this is the painting for you. Now I have a new addition to the show. On the top and on the bottom, we have 2 wonderful paintings by an artist that I saw right as I was designing the show or designing the invitation. I can't remember, but his name is Alexander Yermolenko. The top one is called My Peonies. Wonderful. Alexander Yermolenko, $1,200. It's a very good price. And the bottom one is also exquisite. Bottom one has a rounded vase. The top one has a square vase. Beautifully painted. I mean, peonies are exquisite and artists paint them so differently. There's no right or wrong way of painting them. Our Peonies by Alexander Yermolenko, also $1,200. And in the middle are 2 wonderful Linda Demers. To the left, A Walk in the Woods. Walk in the Woods by Linda Demers, $350. And then we have Autumn Pleasure. Wonderful, wonderful sun coming on those autumn leaves in the distance, those yellow trees. Autumn Pleasure, $350. Linda did the wonderful champagne bottles up on the first floor. She's a terrific painter. Now we have another wall. Well, I should just show you that there's more of the gallery, that when you come here in person, you can see more of the gallery. There are 8 rooms. I think I'm only showing you 5 out of the 8 rooms. This is a great wall. We have 2 Cindy Crimmins on the right. Seaside Jewels, wonderful sandy beach, wonderful flowers in the grasses, the sea beyond. She calls it Seaside Jewels, a wonderful title. Cindy Crimmin, $500. This one is definitely one of my favorites. I've been tempted to buy this, but I have so many paintings. I've got to stop buying paintings. This is just exquisite. I mean, look at this pounding surf. This is a pastel, people. Isn't that wonderful? You can just sort of hear poof, the waves crashing. It's called Elation by Cindy Crimmin, $900. That is a very good price. That is actually worth more than $900. In the center, we have a Jack Ebel. I didn't know peonies were lavender, that they came in the lavender color, but obviously they do. Wonderful lavender peony, if lavender is your color. Peony number 2, Jack Ebel, $2,000. He doesn't frame his paintings, which I should have mentioned before. The edges are painted in black. It's very cool. Spring Floral is next to it with wonderful pinks and blues and reds, wonderful bunch of flowers, tulips, hydrangeas. Not sure what the center ones are. Maybe you know what they are. Spring Floral, Pamela Pindell, 2400. Now coming around to the red walls, I am particularly happy with this one red wall, if I say so myself. I think the design is pretty cool. These 3 black and white paintings, you could put them in your house on a blue wall, on a yellow wall, on a green wall. They look great anywhere. In the center is another Jack Ebel, Peony number 4. Again, I'm sorry to bother you with saying this over and over, but I could just dive into this flower. I mean, isn't this amazing? And Jack is doing this in his retirement. He was a filmmaker for all his life. I mean, this is retirement. Look how incredibly well he's painted these. Unbelievable. Jack Ebel, Peony number 4. It's only $1,800. Crazy. Okay, to the right is Stride, a wonderful seagull who's standing very tall and admiring the peony, saying, hey, this is a pretty nice peony. Stride is by Ellen Granter, 600. Also in oil on paper. And then the accompanying seagull is called Sunny, also admiring the peony. Sunny by Ellen Granter is 600. I mean, don't these 3 make a wonderful trio? And I may have said before, if you buy 2, you get a discount. Obviously, if you buy 3, you get a bigger discount. Okay, so we have another Jack Ebel in the center. To the right is a Rose Tanner. This is a wonderful painting of 2 cardinals. The boy cardinal is Henry, and his girl is Rosabella. He's feeding her. I think he's feeding her. I don't think she's feeding him. Henry and Rosabella by Rose Tanner, $700. Wonderful black frame. In the center, 3 hydrangeas by Jack Ebel in a nice ceramic pot. 3 hydrangeas by Jack Ebel, $1,600. And then looking at the hydrangeas is a Baltimore Oriole. Wonderful bird. Look at that. Look at his chest. You can almost feel the feathers. Baltimore Oriole, Rose Tanner, $700. Now next to them is a wonderful Richard Brady still life. Let me see if I can give you an overview of the whole thing. It's called Sunflowers, Kuan Yin, and Apples. Look at these sunflowers. Wow. Look at his apples. I mean, they're coming out of the painting. And then this wonderful sculpture, Kuan Yin. Sunflowers, Kuan Yin, and Apples, $4,200 by Richard Brady. And we have 3 paintings, which I don't think I can show you all 3, can I? 3 paintings. The one on the top is Wayside Rest Stop. This is also Cindy Crimmen. It's a wonderful pastel of a glorious fall tree lit by the sun. Look at the sun coming through the opening of the stone wall. Wayside Rest Stop, $500. In the middle, we have one of the best paintings in the show, Public Garden in Gold. This is definitely the public garden. When you look at it, I mean, for me, it's definitely the public garden. And this birch tree, isn't that great? And then the golden trees right in the center here, framed by the branch of the birch tree. Isn't this wonderful? And look at this great bench waiting for you. Public Garden in Gold, $950 by Richard Brady. And then we have Emerald in Gold by Cindy Crimmen down on the bottom. It's wonderful fall foliage by a river. And look at the reflections in the water. Emerald in Gold, Cindy Crimmen, $495. And then we have Pears, Plums, and Paintbrush by Richard Brady. Pears, Plums, and Paintbrush, $2,200. What I love about this is actually many things, but the way he painted the curtain Isn't it great that he put a curtain, number one, on the background, and he left the opening of the curtain right above the pear? Isn't that a great design? Very smart of him. Pears, Plums, and Paintbrush, $2,200. Beneath it is Off the Beaten Path by Judy York. A wonderful red house. Looks like it's on the edge of the woods. The road to the right looks like it's going deep into the woods. Off the Beaten Path by Judy York, $750. Now we have two paintings by Ellen Granter. We have two seaside paintings. Stripes is on the top because it has a striped umbrella, striped three-striped beach chairs. Stripes by Ellen Granter is $900. The people probably have gotten up and they've gone swimming. And beneath it is Maine Beach Fog. Definitely the fog has come in. Instead of we're looking at the back of the beach chairs, the people are probably walking around because the fog has come in. Maine Beach Fog. Now we have three more Richard Brady's. 1, 2, 3. And the top one, Walden Pond. Look at that. Look at that tree. How can he do that? Walden Pond, Late Afternoon, Richard Brady, $750. One of the best paintings that I have seen ever is this one called Longfellow Under the Stars by Richard Brady. It's $1,200. I mean, if you live in Boston or used to live in Boston or have a family member that used to live in Boston, you should definitely get this for them. I mean, look at the stars in the sky. And look at the river. Look at the water, the Charles River. I mean, this is an iconic image. It's a night scene, but it's also quite light. He's made it light, even though it's a night scene. It's a beautiful painting. Bottom one is Walden Path. Walden Pond, of course. To the left, here's a pathway. Walden Path, Richard Brady, $825. So, this is the show, and I hope you can come see it. Thank you for watching, and Ruby says the same thing.